Into it. Welcome, Chase, to the Love All Sales podcast. Haven't done a podcast in a while. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Currently, you are in the mastermind program. You absolutely kill it. Your social media kills it. Very happy go lucky guy, always creating great content. Anybody that doesn't know him, tell them where they can find you at.
Mainly on TikTok. That's where I'm most active, and it's at the Chase Morris. I'm also on Instagram at the Chase Morris, and those are my two most active platforms.
Awesome. And where do you work at?
Family Toyota of Burleson, located just south of Fort Worth in Texas.
Okay. Okay. And how many cars do you all sell a month? And do you personally sell?
We're selling between 700 and 800 cars a month, and then I personally am selling 20 to 25 cars a month.
Great job. Great job. So
Appreciate it.
tell us, how did you grow up? How did you find yourself into the car business? What led to that?
Well, growing up, I've always been a very talkative person. I'm very personable. I know how to talk to people. I can get people to love me. And my mom told me since I was little, you're going to be a salesman. Don't know what you're going to sell, but you're going to sell.
Did she?
And she
Okay.
did. And so, straight out of high school, I got into sales. I went and worked for T-Mobile, selling, of course, services and phones. While I was working there, I had a car salesman in that town come in, and he really liked me and said, "Hey, I think you should apply at our dealership." And it was a Toyota dealer, and I ended up applying and getting the job. And I worked there
Awesome.
for about 2 years. And then COVID hit, and COVID in my area really affected a lot, and the whole automotive industry kind of crashed. A lot of people were getting let go, and so I decided to leave and went to John Deere and sold for John Deere for probably another 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Uh, then I made my way out to Dallas Fort Worth area and found another Toyota dealership because I still loved the brand. I loved what they did and represented, and I heard a lot of good things about Family Toyota. And now I've been there for about a year and a half now, and I don't see myself going anywhere.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And so you went from T-Mobile to car sales. What was the
Yeah.
biggest difference between T-Mobile and car sales?
The biggest thing was with T-Mobile, people were coming in there just there was no shopping around kind of thing. They knew what they were wanting and they were just ready to buy. So you just had to make them like you and have a good experience. With car sales, of course, it's a whole different ball game. People are shopping a million different Toyota dealerships. They're comparing you to Hyundai and Honda, and then they're looking on KBB to make sure that your price is fair. And then they've got to look at the Carfax. And after that, even if you give them the best of everything, you still have to give them that good experience. And
Absolutely.
so it's a whole different realm because, like I said, T-Mobile was just people knew what they wanted. They came in, they just want to buy it and leave.
Yeah.
Car sales, you're having to sell yourself and everything around you. And that's one thing that I've had to learn is I'm not just selling myself in this car, I'm selling the whole experience, the whole dealership as a whole.
Okay. All right. And then you worked so you T-Mobile to car
Mhm.
sales to John Deere. What made you go
Yeah.
sell farm equipment?
Mainly it was agriculture, and even throughout a global pandemic, agriculture doesn't stop. And so that was my theory: is I need to get in something that, even if this pandemic gets worse, because nobody knew, no
Absolutely.
nobody knew at the time. We were all kind of confused and scared, and so I wanted something that wouldn't stop.
Okay.
And I started to provide. I knew I had to do something. I wasn't going to sit at home. That's not the type of person I am. And
Yeah.
so I just wanted something that I could still get out there and work and just be around people because that COVID did that. It just separated everybody. And I'm a people person. I want to see and talk to people.
Yeah. All right. So which do you like? Was John Deere a much different transition, meaning like how they sell? I've never sold farm equipment, never sold John Deere. How is that type of sell versus car sales?
Kind of like T-Mobile. I mean, people already know what they want. There's no real shopping around. It's not your standard dealership kind of experience
Okay.
because it's all just one price. There's
Okay.
no negotiating. It's just, hey, you're in my area. I need this. You've got it.
There's no negotiating. I didn't know that.
No, no. It's just one price.
Really? Is there a lot
Yes.
of commissions in it?
I mean, not probably about the same as car sales. And so
Okay.
it's nothing insane, but it's just, to me, car sales is just addictive. I enjoy
Yeah.
trying to secure that person and make them have a great experience, and knowing that I built such a good experience, they're going to come back. With
Yeah.
T-Mobile and John Deere, it wasn't that way. It's just, hey,
No.
you're nearby. I'm coming to you.
Was you good at T-Mobile and John Deere as good as you are in car sales?
I think so. T-Mobile, I was always in the top rankings of my area. John Deere, same thing, always top rankings. Car sales, I feel like I've really had to work on more to get up to that level, because now I'm in the top 5 or 6 salesmen of my dealership. Um, but I feel like there's a lot more work into it. John Deere and T-Mobile seem very easy compared to this. That was the minor leagues. This is the major leagues.
All right. So, what makes you so successful? I know you have an amazing personality. I know
Oh,
that. People can
I
pick it up
appreciate
just
it.
with your tonality. So, what makes you so successful?
I feel like my drive, I really try to put in 110% every single day. And if I'm not putting in 110%, I just go home. Because with a high volume store like mine, you can't have a slow day. Because if you're not picking up the phone, you're not running out on the lot, you're not hitting leads, you're not going to be successful. Somebody else is going to take that from you. And so I feel like that's helped me a ton. Being in the environment of my dealership is just like no other. As soon as you walk in, it's just got a whole different energy to it,
Explain
because
that.
most dealerships, whenever you walk in, it feels tense, and people are, like, you can tell it's a workplace.
Hmm.
Whenever you walk into Family Toyota, and customers tell us this all the time, it just feels fun. Everybody's smiling, laughing, having a good time. There's no yelling, screaming. It's just a fun environment. And so I feel like that's helped me a ton, because that feeds off of my personality. If I'm in an
Absolutely.
if I'm in a tense area, that doesn't really make sense for me to be there, because that's not who I am.
Yeah. I
And
can
so I feel
definitely
like,
appreciate.
yeah, I feel like the dealership has led to a lot of my success, and I give a lot of my thanks to them, because they built that. They built that environment.
Okay. So, Friendly Toyota, do they have one dealership, multiple dealerships?
So we've got 2 Toyota dealerships, one in Burleson and one in Arlington. And then we've got 2 Volkswagen stores. We've got a Porsche and a Mazda store, and an Audi store. We just acquired a few more stores, so now we are up to 7 dealers.
7 dealerships. Hell yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh
You
yeah, it's
ever
been a lot of fun.
you ever want to go sell Porsches or something like that?
No, no, I enjoy Toyota too much. Just the brand overall, and people, because different types of customers with brands are, like, a Ford
Completely
customer is
different.
way different than a Toyota customer. I love
Yes.
the Toyota customers, and not saying that one is better than the other. It's just, people know I love Toyota, and they
Okay.
can see it on my face. And so I don't think I could have that type of love for another brand. Plus, I've
Okay.
been with Toyota for so long, I just wouldn't want to switch.
So that's all you've ever sold at your previous store. This store worked at 2 different dealerships, both Toyotas. What was the atmosphere like at the first dealership? Because I know you said friendly. As soon as you walk in, it's like a fun environment. What was it at the first dealership? Completely different?
It was a lot more different. It was a friendly environment, but it just didn't have that same, like, energy. I don't know how to describe it, because whenever you walk into Family Toyota, as soon as you walk up to the receptionist desk, she's just smiling, just happy to be there. And at my last dealership, it wasn't always like that. There was always somebody in a bad mood, or this or that. My owner and my GM have taken a lot of pride in hiring the right people, because
That's
we want
awesome.
to keep that energy. We don't want the people that are in a bad mood or going to bring others down. We're all there to succeed and try to bring each other up. And so
Absolutely.
I feel like them focusing on that has led to that kind of energy as soon as you walk in.
Yeah. And you said that you picked them specifically because of the atmosphere, because of the reputation, I suppose.
Yes, around the Fort Worth area, Family Toyota has a phenomenal name. I mean, it's the highest volume Toyota dealership in North Texas, and 99% of people don't know where Burleson, Texas is. We're not in a major city. We're south of DFW. We're nowhere close to Houston, but somehow we're the highest volume in North Texas. And I believe last month we were number 12 in the nation. And so it's just around here, people know the name.
Yeah.
It's got a really good name to it.
Okay. All right. So Burleson, Texas. Yeah, I don't know where Burleson, Texas is. I know you said most people don't. Where
Yep.
so they sell 700 cars a month. That is stout. So when you first
Yeah.
got there 2 years ago, year and a half ago, how many cars were they selling back then?
I mean, 500, pushing 600. And so now we're creeping up to the sevens and eights. We're right in that area. And my GM by next year wants to be at 1,000.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And so
Growing
it's
is the
growing.
yeah, growing is everything. Personally, business wise, everything. So absolutely. All right. So you when you first started selling cars, how many cars were you selling a month?
I mean, at my first dealership, I was selling maybe 6 to 12 on a
Okay.
12 on a really good month, like during Toyotathon. But most months 6 to 10. Now with a higher volume store, of course, me putting in a lot more work, working on my training, it just now skyrocketed. Whenever I first got to this dealership, I was doing 12 to 15, and
Hmm.
now I'm consistently clearing 20.
And we're going to get you to 30 plus. So it's going
Yes,
to be an
sir.
amazing ride too. Absolutely. All right. So you used to, what was the biggest from a standpoint of someone just getting into the car industry? What do people need to know to be successful right out of the gate? If they want to come out and be successful, like a blueprint, if you will, just good habits is probably a better way to put it. What does someone need to do to be successful, whatever dealership they're at, whatever brand they're at?
I really think working on personality, like you want to be personable. And
Hmm.
so wearing a smile on your face, even when you're having a bad day, something bad just happened, wearing a smile, because that's the first thing people see whenever you greet them. And one thing that I was always taught since I've been at this dealership is even when you're on the phone, smile because you can hear it. You can hear it on the phone. And so that's my biggest thing, especially when training people, because I've trained a lot of rookies at my store,
Hmm.
always have a smile. And then my biggest thing, which recently is organization. I wish somebody would have helped me organize everything when I first got into the business, because I feel like it would have changed a lot. Because as car salesmen, we're making calls, we're sending texts, we're sending emails, we're going out on the lot trying to catch people, we're having to go take pictures of a car for this guy that's still going through the shop. And then you've got somebody in service that's having problems. Then you've got somebody calling you because they want this car, but that car sold. So now you've got to find a car. And we've got a million things going on at once. And so being
Yes.
able to be organized can help relieve a lot of that headache and overwhelmingness, because most car salesmen work a lot of hours. If
Hmm.
you're overwhelmed for those 12 or 13 hours you're at the dealership, by the time you get home, you're wiped out and you don't
Absolutely.
want to do anything. And so that's my biggest thing, is wearing a smile and organization. That will change the entire game for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Staying organized is key to winning the day. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. So, when you say stay organized, what do you organize throughout your day?
Whenever I first get to work, I kind of write down the most important things I need to do.
Okay.
So I write down if I need to take pictures of this car, if I need to get with a bank about drafting instructions, if I need to call this customer about setting up a delivery date. The most important things I write down first, and then I try to schedule my day.
Hmm.
So I've got a plan your day list, and down to every 30 minutes, I write down what my goal is to do. And I leave myself some blank spots because I know it's never going to go as planned. Something
Right.
always happens, but I try to knock out all my tasks
Okay.
throughout my day and just just really organize what my goal is for the day.
Okay.
And so that's really helped me because I know between 12 and 2 o'clock, I'm going to try to put out a lot of social media content. But then at 2 o'clock, I've got an appointment for a Camry. So
Mm-hmm.
now I've got to take care of that. But if my Camry appointment shows up early, well, I've got to block that off and now I've got to move my schedule around. But because I've already got it kind of set, I can manipulate it and move it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I try to do. I just try to write down the most important things that have to get done and then just plan out hour by hour what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. How long have you been tracking and, being organized?
Probably a month. Probably right as soon as we started training and whenever I really started that and then started getting a notebook to write down everything whenever I talk to somebody. Anybody I talk to, I write down in my notebook. That way I know exactly what I did that day. At the end of the day, I can kind of look through it. And so, like I said, probably a month, and it's tremendously helped.
Well, good. Very I love being organized just because it makes you feel more productive. It makes it like you mentioned in the car business, there's so many things that just take your attention from one way to the other. And by being organized, you make sure you get everything done and nothing falls through the cracks. So very well said.
I
So
appreciate it.
absolutely. So right now you're selling 20-25 cars a month. Overall, what is the biggest challenge that you currently face that is preventing you from selling 30, 35, 40 cars?
I think right now, which I'm working on, especially with you, was getting people in the doors. I'm really good with social media and talking to people out of state and selling those cars.
Okay.
I do a great job at that, but it's getting people local in the door, trying to
Hmm.
explain to them why they need to come here versus going down the street and building a lot of value in myself and my dealership, which I've really strived to get better at. And so I felt like that's where I've struggled, where I'm still not 100% at. But I think that's my biggest weakness right now.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And I know you personally kill it on TikTok, meaning selling all kinds of used cars to all kinds of different states. How are you so successful selling cars through TikTok?
I think it's my personality. I really do. And that's not to be big headed. I think I show my eagerness, my happiness, my willingness to help through social media because I put it out as me. I'm not putting on a mask, which I did for the first couple months of TikTok, just kind of fake smiling. Hey, it's Chase down here at Family Toyota. I quit doing that. And I really started kind of implementing my type of humor, my comedy, my personality into it. And the amount of people reaching out just skyrocketed. Because I've got people, I'll post a funny video of a Audi, which I did about a week ago. And I had somebody reach out from Houston, just, hey, what can you do for me on that Audi? Started working with him, got his trade, and did it all over the phone. And people think that's the easiest thing in the world. They never have to walk inside. And I get a lot of repeats and referrals from out of states just because people know that I make the process easy for them. It's
Right.
just trying to implement that in person is a whole different ordeal. But through social media, I think people have noticed that I make it a super fun experience because how I talk on camera is exactly how I talk to my customers. I'll
Yeah.
FaceTime them and show them the car exactly how I do my TikToks. And I feel like that just people can sense that and see that I'm a genuine guy.
How do you grab someone's attention through TikTok? What do you put? What do you say in your videos to attract people to generate the leads to reach out to you?
The main thing I'm doing right now is just trying to within the first 3 seconds try to catch their attention because I tried it for months. The first thing I'll do is, hey, it's Chase from Family Toyota of Burleson. People just instantly swiped away from that. But if I'm adding a bit of comedy to it. So like I did a video where me and one of my coworkers, we were like, do we really like that color? I don't know. And then people want to know what color are we talking about. And so kind of giving a little bit of a cliffhanger or a story to it seems to really get people to stop.
Okay.
because that's my overall goal. I want them to stop scrolling for just a second to see what my video is. And I found out just saying my name and where I am, that doesn't make them stop. Adding that sense of comedy or cliffhanger or story just really seems to get them to stop because I'm a nerd with it. I'll look at my analytics and see how long did somebody stop and watch my video for? How many times did they rewatch it? At what point did they swipe away? And I really look into that kind of stuff because I'm kind of nerdy about it. I'm like, okay, a lot of people swiped away at 8 seconds. What did I do at 8 seconds that made them swipe away? And I try to correct that.
Okay. So you dive deep.
Yes, I'm trying to be as successful as I can on social media because I feel like that's where that 30, 40 mark is going to come from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So what do you put in the description?
Here recently what I've been doing is like the main kick of the story. I did a TikTok yesterday about with one of my coworkers where she said we should drive by his house. I said, "Ma'am, this is a test drive." She's like, "Oh, he won't know it's me." And so the description I put, "Ma'am, this is a test drive," with a question mark. And then another one, me and a coworker, we were looking at a Chevy Silverado and we were speaking what we call hillbilly, just real bunched up together English. And so I put in the description, hillbilly tries to buy a truck. And so I try to make it fun to where if people see it, they'll stop and be like, "What is that?" I just try to make it fun. That way, if somebody's scrolling and just looking at the description, maybe that'll catch their eye.
Right on. So do you put a link to the car in the TikTok ad or it goes to your website or what does it do?
So I've got a link on my page that goes to our website.
Okay.
TikTok's released a where you can add a link to your video, but for some reason, certain links don't work. And
Okay.
so I don't know if that's a bug or what that is, but I'm hoping eventually, whenever I post a car, I can put a link right to our website because it worked for about a week and then it stopped working.
Hmm. Okay. And on average, how many do you sell a month out of TikTok?
I mean, probably right now, I mean, this month I've got two out, but I'm normally averaging probably 2 to 5 a month off of TikTok.
Which is stout, very
Yeah.
stout.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, what other good habits do you have? Let's talk about habits. What good habits do you have besides creating social media and being organized?
I mean, every morning, between after our meeting at 9 a.m. and lunch, somewhere between there, I try to walk our used car inventory just to see what's new on the lot, if there's anything that somebody's been looking for. Just try to keep up with our inventory. Then I'll go back inside and probably about 5 or 6 o'clock, I walk all of the new car inventory, see if there's anything eye
Okay.
catching out there. But I try to walk both lots at least once a day, if not more. That way, if somebody comes in looking for, "Oh, I saw a Mustang on your website. Oh, I actually just saw that car out there." And so I feel like that's really beneficial. That way, you know your inventory. You don't have to ask a manager, go to your website. You know it's out there. You saw it. I feel like that's a really good habit. The next one is staying hydrated because as car salespeople, we're walking around all day, we're outside all day. I can't tell you how many times I've seen car salesmen almost pass out on the lot because they're just running around. They don't think to drink, or they're just drinking Red Bull or just drinking sodas. And so that's another big habit that I think is important for car sales. And then just follow up. No matter if someone bought a car somewhere else, they haven't bought a car yet, or they bought from you, follow up is the biggest thing. Just reminding them of who you are. Hey, I'm still here. Just don't
Absolutely.
forget about me. I feel like those are my biggest strong points, and I think some really good habits.
Absolutely. And I know you said you work a lot. Do you work 5 days a week, 6 days a week?
Most of the time, 5 days a week.
Okay.
But there's a lot of weeks that I work six. And whenever I go to work, most of the time, I don't do the half days just because I don't see a point in that. I work the full 12 to 13.
So 12 to 13 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Yes, sir.
Is it worth it?
I think so. Of course, the pay is good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there. But I also really enjoy the job. My coworkers, my managers, my owner, like they're all great and they make it a really fun environment. And I don't know of any other job that I would enjoy doing for 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week.
Absolutely. And the owner comes to your dealership as well?
Almost daily.
That's amazing. That is
Yes.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he is really involved and wants to make sure that everybody knows he's there. And
Okay.
so it makes it a really good environment because he's not just some big scary guy somewhere. He's there just helping as much as he can.
Yeah, a lot of owners definitely don't do that. So that's
Yeah.
very I got much respect for him and I don't even know him. So
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
So what aspirations do you have? How many cars do you want to get to a month? Do you have a goal, a
I
game
think
plan?
I think right now 40 isn't like my goal. Um Once I get to 40, kind of like you and me talked about, I think at that point you need an assistant. It's
Yes.
once if I can get an assistant, then that's a whole nother level. We're gonna jump to like 50, 60. But if I can sell 40 a month by myself, that's something that I would like to get to. Because I
We'll
think
definitely get
that's
you there.
yeah, I think that's something that nobody can not acknowledge. Like that's something that not very many people do at all. And
No,
so that's my personal goal is by myself selling 40.
40. And what do you think it takes to get to 40?
6 days a week. It's I think for sure I'd have to be there 6 days a week and then just really honing in on my craft. That's posting social media content every single day and making probably 100 to 150 calls a day.
Yes.
And
And I
so,
know we worked on something, what was it on Sunday? No, Wednesday, we first started talking about it, I believe, about introducing people to the service department. And I know you said that you did it 3 times, I believe, and you said closed all 3 people. Is that right?
yes, sir. Just kind of like what you said, selling people on the dealership, not selling them on me, not selling them on the car. It's the experience. Just, hey, you can get this RAV4 anywhere. You can
Hmm.
go to any dealership, but let me show you what you benefit from getting from us. And showing them the service area, like introducing them to a service advisor. Hey, this is who's going to help you out when you're here. Hey, this is where our coffee machine is. This is where our barber shop is. This is where our service waiting area is. This is the cashier. And just really building them into making them feel like family there. That way, whenever
Yeah.
they come in for service, they're not lost or confused. They already know where everything is. And
Does
so
it
I
ever happen? Does it ever, sorry to interrupt, does it ever happen at your dealership? People walk in and be like, hey, where's the service department? Does that ever happen?
it does every once in a while, just because some people don't do that service drive walk. And that's why I don't want any of my customers to ever do that. Just because if they do that, I feel like I failed on my part.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like that if I can show how much it does to help, it's going to make everybody want to do it. And a
Hmm.
lot of people have started doing it. A lot of us are starting to do that service walk, and it seems to really be benefiting because it makes people feel more welcomed and comfortable because they know where everything is. They don't have to look across the dealership and, oh, I wonder what's in that room. Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's the barber shop. And so,
Y'all got a barber shop.
yes, sir. I don't
That's
know of
yeah.
any other dealer that has a barber shop.
No. So tell me about the barber shop. Are they open 24/7 like you all, or how does that work?
So it's just on Mondays he comes by, and there's two barbers, but they come by on Mondays. And originally that was a playroom for kids. The owner said I wanted kind of a little area for kids that way they can play and do their thing. He found out that was a bad idea because kids destroy stuff. And so he decided he wanted to do something different, something he had never seen before, and put a barber shop and decided, hey, whenever my salespeople need haircuts, when people in service need haircuts, we, we've got them covered. And I know he's trying to work on getting a bigger crew. That way he can have barbers there throughout the week. But as of right now, it's just Mondays. But it's still pretty cool whenever you walk people through the service department and you're like, yeah, that's the barber shop. They're like, you have a barber shop? It's
A
and so
one-stop shop. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've got ice cream, we've got popcorn, we've got a barber shop. I mean, coffee, sodas, everything. And so, and it's not a huge dealership at all. I mean, I tell you all this, and you would think it's this ginormous dealership, but it's really not. It's,
Well, it's got to
it's
have enough room to sell 700 cars too, or a
oh, we've
thousand cars is the goal.
yeah, we've outgrown it for sure. Like none of the employees can park at the dealership anymore. My owner ended up buying a lot down the road where we park and we get shuttled in every morning just because we've run out of room.
Okay.
And so now he's working on getting a permit to build a parking garage in our used car lot to store employee cars, overstock, all that kind of stuff because we have outgrown it so much.
That's
That
strong.
store, yeah, I think they built it assuming two, maybe 300 cars a month, and we've blown that out of the water.
Do you know? Because I know you said that you got there when they were selling more than that. When they like, how long ago were they selling 200 cars or 100 cars or 300 cars? Do you know?
They that store's only been open for 10 years.
Really?
And so and this wasn't a buyout. The family just started. And so my owner built that store from the ground up. And Toyota and everybody told him you're going to sell two, maybe 300 cars a month. And he took that as a challenge. And now it's 10 years later. Now we're creeping up, and hopefully by year 11 we'll be selling 1,000.
It's
So
insane.
it's unreal. It doesn't make any sense.
That's awesome. That brings a huge smile to my face. So absolutely. All right.
Yes, sir.
So have you ever done anything besides sales? I know you said you did T-Mobile, you went to car sales, then you went to John Deere, then you went back to car sales. Have like when you were before your mom said that you were going to be a salesperson when you were 16, 17, did you sell something? Were you an entrepreneur? What were you doing then?
So throughout like middle school and high school, I sold candy, and that's where like she really said like you're going to be a salesman because I would go buy a $10 bag of candy and come home with $50. And after that, whenever I turned 15, I ended up working. So I'm from a town of about 800 people, not very many at all, very small town. And the local grocery store hired me at 15 as a bag boy.
Okay.
From bag boy, I moved up to checker. After checker, I moved to produce. Then I moved to meat market. Then I became a butcher. And then I worked in freight. And I did all of that up until I was 18. And then I went to T-Mobile and then everything else.
No college?
No, no. So I grew up, my family was very, very poor. So uh college was out of the picture for me. I wasn't the best in high school. I think I got one scholarship for like $500. And so I knew right then, I was like, I can't afford college. I'm just going to go to work. I'll figure it out eventually. And luckily, I found car sales, which changed my life.
Well, on average, what do you make a month? Just on average.
Probably 8 to 10,000.
Okay.
And so it's a pretty solid living. Of course, some months are higher, some months are lower, but average 8 to 10,000.
Okay. And you said that the reason, kind of off camera, we talked about you ended up in Texas because of a girl. Tell us about that story. So you met her when you were at your initial dealership.
hmm
Did she
So,
come in to buy a
well,
car or?
so I met her while I was working at John Deere. So it was after the
Okay.
first dealership. Uh, but I met her through a dating app, and she was going to a college very close to me. And we ended up meeting, and we dated for a long time. And I'd already settled down in West Texas, just way over there in the Panhandle. and I was living in another town of about probably 600, just little bitty town, working for John Deere, and I making enough to just had a house, was doing all right. And she decided one day that she wanted to go home. She was originally from Dallas, Fort Worth area. And so she decided that. And I said, you know what? I've never been outside of West Texas. I've never really been to the Dallas, Fort Worth area. What's the worst that could happen? So packed up all my stuff and moved over here. And now I'm here.
Awesome. So, how was you afraid to make the move?
It was terrifying just because all of my family is in West Texas. All of like nobody leaves that area. They all
Mhm.
stayed over there, always been that way. And so I was the first one to leave. And so it's very scary moving over here. I've got no friends, no family. I mean, really nothing. I've got the girlfriend's family, which I thank God for them every day because they're amazing. But it was such a weird transition because I'm starting a new job. I'm living somewhere I don't know. I don't I don't know anybody here. And so it was
Yeah.
terrifying. But I wouldn't go back and change it for anything. It's been the best decision I've ever made in my life.
And Sean Cooper just texted. He's in our mastermind. He just proposed last night and he just got
Really?
engaged. Yeah. He just
Oh,
texted
good
me.
for him.
I was like, what? So happy for him too. Yeah. Picking the right person is everything. Is I would not be where I am without my beautiful and smart, loving wife. Y'all have any plans to get married or?
Eventually, I think so. Right now, of course, I've only been over here a year and a half. Of course, we're both still kind of transitioning to over here. We just got this house probably 3 or 4 months ago.
Really? Okay.
Uh,
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. And so we're still transitioning everything. And so the plan is eventually to get married, but we just right now we're still trying to figure everything out. Of course, like we were talking about before, car sales is tough on relationships because I'm not home most of the time. And so it does take a toll on it, and she's still adjusting to that, but we seem to be making a lot more forward progress than backwards. So I've got a lot of faith in it. I think we're just gonna kind of figure each other out and
Absolutely.
get everything kind of settled down, and then we'll kind of move on to all that.
The car business is definitely very taxing on relationships. A lot of relationships end because of the car business. I work 6 days a week, 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days. And my wife, God love her because she puts up with it.
Oh yeah, and that's the tough part, and that's what I warn all of the guys that I train at work, all of my rookies. Like, hey, this is going to be tough on everyone around you, your friends, your relationship, your family, because, oop, sorry, my phone was going off,
You're good.
but it's a taxing on it, and it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can make it through it and you can learn to adjust to it, it's great. It's
It's amazing.
amazing. And so just because of the benefits, of course, the pay is good. And for me, just being able to know how many people I'm helping, that's something I enjoy.
Well said. So how many calls do you make a day now?
Right now, I'm making between 80 and 100.
Okay.
I'm really, because our dealership requires 40 calls, 20 emails, 20 texts. I always try to go over that because I feel like that's the bare minimum. So I'm trying to get more calls, text, emails. That way I'm touching more people. I want to be able to, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. I want to put my name out there as much as I can
Yeah,
because that just gives me more opportunity. Even if somebody
absolutely.
says no, hopefully they remember Chase at Family Toyota reached out to me or Chase sent me this cool video. And so that's why I try to do that many calls, text, emails, just try to go above and beyond to be more successful.
Yeah, everybody wants to sell at least 20 cars a month. A lot of people don't even get to 20.
Exactly.
Let's get to 30, let's get to 40, let's get to 50 to 60.
Yes, sir.
So you said that you were number like 5 or 6 or 4, I believe you said earlier in the conversation at your dealership. What's the most person, the number one person? How many do they sell?
50 to 60 a month.
What do they do so different?
Well, the top guy, he's been there since the doors opened. So he's built a strong clientele. All of his people just come back and buy from him. They send people to him. He's built up that great relationship with all of his clients. He's also got an assistant, so that helps out a lot because he's not having to do as much. That takes a lot of pressure off of him to where he can do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the number two guy sells 40. I think once he's hit 50, and he doesn't have an assistant, but he's working 6 days a week, at least 12 hours a day. I mean, he pretty much lives up there. And so I feel like that's the main difference. But those two guys are well above everybody else. Everybody else is 30, 20. Those two guys are just the top.
They sell
Nobody's
100
really
cars
close.
between the two. Yeah, they sell 100 cars between the two.
Yes, sir.
So I know you said that they've been there a long time. Are they
Mhm.
really good, or do they have a lot of great habits? I know that the answer is yes, but besides working hard, what key qualities do they have?
I feel like the top guy, his main thing is building that relationship and selling himself, kind of like what I try to do, explaining why you should buy from me versus anybody else. Look at what all I've done, look at what all I can do for you, and look at how much I care. He's really good at that, and he really does take care of his people. Another thing is all of his clientele, whenever he sells them a car or does something for them, I mean, they're posting on Facebook, they're posting on Snapchat, just hey, look at what this guy did. And so it really sells him. And so that's one thing that I want to work on is getting my clients to do that for me. Just
Mm-hmm.
hey, kind of give me a little bit of a shout out.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like
Did,
that's his strong point.
did you ever figure anything out about the service department like we were working on? I know you said that they made everybody quit calling the next day service appointments.
Mm.
Did that ever get resolved?
Hasn't gotten resolved yet. They're still trying to work out all the kinks. I think they're working with Vin Solutions directly to kind of figure that out, to
Okay.
what we can do to not overwhelm our service customers because like I said, my owner, he wants to treat everybody like family. And if people are complaining, he's gonna fix the issue. He's not gonna
Yeah,
let that be an issue. And so
absolutely.
he wants to figure out a way that we can still reach out to service customers but not bombard them. And so he wants it to be a win-win for everybody. And so until he can find that happy medium, it's just shut off for now.
And I believe 2 Saturdays ago, you sold 3 cars out of service.
Yes, sir.
So that's exciting.
Yes, sir.
So this month, where has all of your deals came from? I know, how many do you have out for the month?
So right now I've got 11. I've got one from TikTok, which was my Audi that I sold, and then one fresh up, and the rest were internet leads.
So you've sold a lot of internet leads so far.
Yes, sir. But I take a lot of internet leads.
How many do you get?
I think I checked it yesterday, and I think I was at 68 internet leads for the month.
That's a lot.
And yeah, there's me and one other guy that we're up there taking the most leads. I think he was right there with me. I think he was at 65 or something. While everybody else just kind of grabs them as they want to. They're at 8 to 15. But me and this guy, of course, you've seen it in our training sessions. While we're training, I'm sitting there taking leads.
Yeah.
I don't stop taking them. And so I give everybody a fair shot. I give them 3 to 5 minute grace period. If you don't take it by then, I'm taking it.
So it's an open where anybody can grab them.
So we have a internet department. So we've only got, I think it's 10 of us, 10 or 12 of us that can take leads. And so I try to give everybody a fair shot. I don't want to be selfish and take all of them, but if you're not going to grab them quick enough, I'm going to take them.
Okay. How many salespeople do y'all have selling 700, 800 cars?
38 right now.
Almost 40 salespeople.
Hmm. We've
That is
grown
strong.
so much, we can't even put cars on the showroom floor anymore. It's all four ways.
Friendly Toyota.
Family.
Family. I'm sorry, family
Yeah,
Toyota.
you're
Okay.
good.
All right. So what's next for you? You want to go to finance? If you I mean, we're talking down the road, of course.
Yeah.
Any aspirations to go to finance, GSM, owner?
I think my next goal right now is floor manager. The main reason for floor manager is I want finance. I don't know if I would be great in finance. But as a floor manager, I feel like I'd be really strong just because I want to be able to help people close deals. I want to help people like work on their like responses, all that kind of stuff, help out the team. That's my main thing. That's why I want to be a floor manager because I don't have to worry about staying behind the desk all day long. Because those new and used managers and GSM, they stay behind that desk. A floor manager, they're walking around trying to bring the team up. And if you need a turn, that's what a floor manager is for. If you need help with replying to this email, that's what a floor manager is for. And that's really my goal is floor manager because I want to be able to still talk to people and have a good time and bring up the team. And I just feel like that would be my strong point would be that position because I just don't know if I'd be good in finance.
Yeah. All right. How many floor closers do y'all currently have?
Right now we don't have any. It's uh so our last floor manager moved up to management and then what we do now is like if it's a used car, we grab a used car manager, take a turn, or we just grab a finance guy. And so we don't have a floor manager at the moment. So I'm really trying to prove myself just by saying, "Hey, I'm here." And so that's kind of my next step is I want to go to floor. And if I have to go to finance to get there, that's fine. But I want to be at that floor manager position.
All right. Good luck on that.
I
And
appreciate it.
when y'all sell 700 cars, how many do y'all sell on a typical day, a typical Saturday? How many do y'all typically sell?
I mean, on average days, we're doing 15 new and between 8 and 12 used. And then Saturdays, it's like a circus up there. I mean, on a good Saturday, we'll sell 60, 70, but most Saturdays, like 40.
That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That
it's something different.
everybody check him out. He's got an amazing TikTok. Sometime one of the other TikToks I watched was like, how many cars are you going to sell today? Three. So two.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Appreciate it. I like getting other people involved in my TikToks too. I've had to push myself out of that comfort zone because whenever I was first doing it, I would go to the very back of the lot where nobody is, and that's where I filmed. And so getting people to be weird with me and do those
Mhm.
TikToks has been a struggle, but luckily the team around me has been phenomenal and they've been nothing but helpful. And now I've got people coming up to me all the time like, "Hey, can we go do a TikTok? I've got an idea." And so a lot of the TikToks I'm doing now, it's not my ideas anymore. It's theirs because they want to do it. Or
Yeah.
people in service, they'll come up to me and they're like, "Hey, you should do this one," and show me a TikTok. So I'll go do that.
Does anybody else go in on social media like you do?
Quite a few of them are on like Facebook Marketplace, but nobody really does TikTok like I do. And so I wish they would, but nobody really has gotten into it like I have.
Why did you get into it?
One of my previous managers really pushed me for it. He was watching at that point, this is a year and a half ago. He was seeing Russ Flips Whips on TikTok having almost 1 million followers. And he was like, dude, like, if he can do it, you can do it. And he
Great
really,
attitude to have. Great attitude. I
yeah,
love that. Keep going.
yeah. He was like, dude, if he can do it, you can do it. Like, you've got that personality. Just go out and do it. And so he really pushed me to do it. And I remember I was about to stop doing it because I was like, I'm not getting anywhere from this. This isn't benefiting me at all. And then I got a DM just, "Hey, do y'all have any blue Camrys?" I was like, "Yeah, we do." And ended up selling a car. And since then, I've I've fallen off a little bit, so I'll go really, really good for a while, and then I stop for like a week or two, and then I go again. And I'm trying to break that habit, but I want to be consistent. But he's the one that really got me into posting because I was from the start doing the videos, like sending to customers, like, "Hey, this is Chase. Check out this car." And I was doing that, but he was like, "Dude, just post that. Just, who's it gonna hurt? It's free.
It's
You're not
free.
paying for it." And so
Absolutely.
he really pushed me to do that.
Is he still there?
He is not. He was my used car manager. He passed away probably
Oh,
about 4 or 5 months ago.
how old was he?
He was in his 40s.
And he passed away.
Yes, sir. And so now like, if you ever notice on all my trainings and anywhere I go, I've got this little red bracelet on for him. It says "Live like Fahim." And so we've got a little memorial area built for him in the dealership. And so we've really paid a lot of tribute to him. But he was
Sounds
the
like
one
a
that
good guy.
oh, he was, but he's the one that got me into it. And that's the main reason why I can't stop now. Because he always
Absolutely
told
not.
me, he was like, "Dude, you're going to hit it one day." It's-
So a moment ago, you said that there's only two of you all that get a lot of internet leads. The
Mhm.
other person that gets a lot of internet leads, is it one of the top two salespeople there?
No. So he's probably about the same level as me. He's selling, I want to say last month he sold like 28 cars. And so he's right there in that 25 to 30 area. But I don't know. I haven't really talked to him much just because me and him both are always running around. I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to him. I don't know how fresh he is to the business. He's only been here for like probably a month and a half, 2 months, but he is
Really?
killing it. Yes.
So he sold cars before somewhere else, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so as soon as they gave him access to the internet leads, he started snatching everything. Which I'm all for it.
Wish him the best.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
Awesome. So you also, what kind of car do you drive?
So right now my daily is a 1994 C1500. And so that's the truck I've been posting TikToks on and all
Yep.
that. I just got a '08 Solora convertible just because I've never owned a convertible. I think it's a fun car and it's a Toyota, so it's reliable. But before, I've driven like newer cars my entire life. I just got tired of car payments, to be honest. I, so growing up, I always listened. My parents, my teachers always put on Dave Ramsey. And I finally decided to take the advice of I'm gonna get away from car payments. I'm gonna buy cash cars until I can buy a brand new car in cash. And so, but since I've gotten away from car payments, now I'm able to afford a nicer home. I'm able to do more things for my friends and family. And I'll, if you have car payments, I mean, respect to you. I just don't want them.
Yeah.
And plus, I like working on cars. I've told you that I really enjoy just being out there kind of turning wrenches and seeing how an engine works, seeing
Yeah.
how a fuel pump works or a power steering pump. And these older cars are so much fun to work on. I just enjoy it. So I'm just going to keep on buying cash cars.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, that one video with you on the truck, I'm a YouTube master, or I don't
Yep.
know the exact
YouTube
words,
mechanic.
YouTube mechanic, and
Yep.
I knew it worked too, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd never, I think, I don't even remember what the part was called. I think it's like an air idle sensor or something. I just literally put into YouTube what my truck was doing and it said to replace that. I watched a 5 minute video and went out there and did it and it worked.
Uh, so let me ask you this: on a serious note, what have you learned from the training program?
Of course, you've helped me with the organization. That's helped
Hmm.
a ton. The notebook, keeping up with all of your stuff that you need to do, that's important. Kind of writing down your day, that's helped me a ton. Uh, the phone, because I was not very good on the phone. You've helped me a ton with the phone, like how to set, like pushing for an appointment and really digging into being more personable because it's not just making it a transaction. because talking to you and watching your videos just really kind of, instead of being like, hey, yeah, I've got this car. When can you be here? Just, hey, why are you looking at that car? Have you ever owned one like that? What made you look into that brand? Why this trim level? What do you like about it? That's really helped me a ton, because if I do have to change cars, it makes it so much easier because you know what their hot buttons were.
Yep. They'll
And
tell you
so,
how to sell them.
yep. And so they lay out the blueprint. All you have to do is sit there and talk to them. And I've done that in person now, even with fresh customers that walk in the door. Like, oh, I only want an XSE Camry. Okay, what do you like about the XSE? Oh, well, the leather seats. Well, what else? Oh, that's it. Okay, so we can go to a lower trim level and save you money. And so using those techniques from the phone and putting them in person has helped me a ton too. Just like you said, just they tell you how to sell them.
Well
But
said. Yes.
that's the main things that have helped me a lot. Of course, there's
Awesome.
probably some that are slipping my mind, but it's helped me a ton.
Good to hear, man. And we're about to have a session here in an hour and a half.
Yes, sir.
So good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Any parting words, anything that from a new salesperson, an experienced salesperson, if they want to sell more cars, what does someone do?
Social media, of course. Social media is going to be the key to everything. I mean, it's slowly everything is going to social media. You see every brand turning to it now. I feel like that's going to be the next big thing, if it's not already. But social media, because you got to put yourself out there, because consumers, and it doesn't matter what you're buying. Most people, before they go somewhere to buy something, they're Googling it, they're YouTubing it, or they're TikToking it.
Mm-hmm.
I do it before I go anywhere. If I'm going to a mall in Dallas, I'm looking it up on TikTok to see like what's all there. And so people
Yeah.
do it. You've got to put your face out there. And then organization. Don't let your day just control your day. Don't let the day control you,
Yeah.
essentially. Because if you don't have a game plan going in, if you don't have anything planned, it can turn into in a pure chaos. And
Mm-hmm.
so staying organized and putting yourself on social media are the biggest things I can push for. And that's for anybody.
Well said. All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I know I got a call at 7:30 and then 8:30, so I'm gonna go spend a little bit of time with the family. You go spend some time with yours as well,
Yes,
and
sir.
I'll see you here in about an hour and a half.
All right. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Have a great night.
Hey, you too. All right. Bye.